Hello, Bill Molyneux here, and we're at East Cavalry Battlefield in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, less than probably 2 miles from my old home. So, on July 3rd of 1863 in Gettysburg, General Stuart brought his Confederate cavalry over to try to outflank or disrupt the Union lines. So, here's our map. This is a part of the battlefield that's not visited very much. And we're going to go start at the far end and walk a bit. Alright, we're on the Confederate lines, Fitzhugh Lee's brigade. And we're going to go the entire loop around. So, not too many people visit this part of the battlefield. It used to be my quick way home from the Walmart. Now the Confederate lines are along this road. Then we're going to do a sort of the road turns into a U shape, and we'll be over at the Rummel's farm and the Union lines, where we have General Custer, who charges with his Wolverines. Now, there was a time these cannons were removed from the battlefield to be reworked, and we'll check out a cannon. Many people that watch my channel know artillery pieces, but today's video, this is a 3-inch rifle. Looks sort of like a soda bottle. It is not brass, it's iron. The carriage would be wood. Of course, this is a reproduction carriage made out of metal. This is a rifled barrel, has a long range, and it's called the 3-inch ordnance. And we're going to go over and check out the 10-pounder Parrots. Well, these are a 10-pounder Parrot, sort of similar to the 3-inch rifle, but you'll see it has a band wrapped around the breech. Gives it extra stability. So we're going to get in the car and go further up the road and hit more roadside markers. This video may be quite long compared to my others. So we've moved further up the line. We were down there. We're now up here. Stuart's Horse Artillery Beckman's Battalion. 4 3-inch rifles. So, way over there are the Union lines, which we're heading towards them. Where Gregg and Custer's brigades are here to stop the Confederates from this flank attack. Now, I'm not trying to be a huge Civil War historian for Gettysburg on this. Lately, there's been talk that there's no way this would have worked. There really wasn't any chance of Stuart really making it to behind the Union lines, but the supply train for the Union were on the Baltimore Pike, and right now the Baltimore Pike isn't that far away, so they could have disrupted the supplies greatly. Well, let's go down the road a bit more. So as we continue down the Confederate lines of artillery, we have 2 12-pounder Napoleons and 2 3-inch rifles. Now, the 12-pounder Napoleon is a smoothbore. It has a shorter range than the 3-inch rifle and the 10-pounder Parrot. They're also made out of brass, and that's why they turn green on the battlefield. Or if they're polished, they're sort of a gold color. one of the benefits of a 12-pounder Napoleon is they are better at close range for canister. So now they didn't use it's funny is the canister rounds, they didn't carry a lot of them in their ammunition chests. So in the miniature wargaming world, I remember in Johnny Reb there was a limit of how many times you could do canister and double canister, but that would be more of a Scott Mingus, famous author, historian, and doctor and scientist, to answer. Now, there's a channel out there in YouTube world called VA Travels by Chris, and he does some really nice videos. I'm also supporting his Patreon channel, or Patreon, to help him out with expenses. His videos are much better than mine, and he hits not just military sites, but he hits historic homes and buildings, and my wife really likes his site, so well worth checking it out. We're going to go down the road a little bit more here and check more of the Confederate lines. Alright, we've come along the lines for the Confederates. The Rummel's Farm is out there. So today on our little East Cavalry battlefield, we've run into some short tubed artillery pieces. They're brass and they're sort of neat. They're 2 howitzers. Now, there was a battlefield guide who knew everything about this artillery battery. I can't remember his name. I met him through Woody Elwood Christ, my dear friend who passed away, famous historian and battlefield guide. But I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, this battlefield guide told me everything I ever needed to know about this battery, and Captain Thomas Jackson's battery. And God, I can't remember really anything he told me other than it was a very long conversation. So, beautiful day in Gettysburg. I hope you're enjoying this. You know, I have a lot of friends that, you know, can't get out here. So, at least it's giving some people a view of East Cavalry battlefield. We have some tourists, but this part of the battlefield really doesn't have much. So we're going to walk up a little bit to the Rummel's Farm here. Now supposedly there are some Confederates that are still buried on the farm. And I don't really do ghost stuff on my video channel, but there is supposedly several ghost stories attached to this too. Alright, let's go and hit some more of the battlefield. So I've driven around, so now I'm on the loop part. Here's the Rummel's Farm from the other side. What you're looking at now is basically the Confederate lines where the Confederates were, and this is the Union lines where the cavalry of brigades of Gregg and Custer are. And we're going to go up and visit those monuments. And if you've seen the Errol Flynn movie with General Custer with Send in the Wolverines, so we're going to do that next. Okay, braving the firestorm, dismounted Confederate cavalry armed with single-shot carbines left the cover of the woods on the crest of the ridge out there, advanced across the Rummel Farm out there, and seen in the distance towards this position. As artillery thundered 3 miles to the east, the prelude to Pickett's charge, dismounted troopers of the 1st New Jersey Cavalry opened fire, reinforced by the Michigan and Pennsylvania cavalrymen. Some armed with repeating rifles, they forced the outgunned Confederates back. Unable to dislodge the Union defenders, Confederate General Jeb Stuart ordered a series of cavalry charges, but was ultimately repulsed. So, here we are, our Union lines, and I'm going to pause the video so I don't shake everyone around, walk up here to this monument. Well, this is the 1st New Jersey Cavalry, 1st Brigade, 2nd Cavalry Division, July 3rd, erected in 1888. Oh, it fought both mounted and dismounted, holding the position here for several hours. I bet you're wondering why I'm not at Pickett's Charge or First Day's Battlefield. To be honest, there's a lot of tourists on this battlefield. Little Round Top currently is being reworked anyhow, but I've always had a soft spot for this East Cavalry battlefield position. I only lived about 1.5 miles away from it at this point. And to be honest, a lot of people never bothered to come out here. And it's very tranquil. In town, there's probably several thousand tourists all walking around, and there's no one really out here. A couple bicyclists, and that's about it. All right, let's go see what General Custer is doing. His monument's next. All right, we're over where Custer's men are. Come on, you Wolverines, July 3rd, 4 p.m. across these fields. Well, I'm not going to read all this. You'll get bored and flip your channel to something else. So, you can pause that if you want and read it. Now I have a little bit of wind blowing. Hopefully it's not going to disrupt the video too much. So the Confederates are out there, and Custer charged across with his Wolverines, the Michigan boys. Now I'm going to pause the video and we're going to walk out and check his monument. So here we are at the Custer, the Michigan Cavalry Brigade monument. And I have the Nottingham, Maryland Miniature Wargaming Facebook site along with some other people, and Jerry Lanigan on that site, he came here once with his wife, and they came here to do some bird watching. I told Jerry I would hit the trees, but what I'm using isn't very good for trying to get pictures of birds. So it's a pretty big monument. Still no one really here. They had quite a few casualties. 257. I've had some hiccups with my video. I'm in the middle of nowhere in this field. Hopefully I'm still recording something. So it's very peaceful here. Now I used to use this road all the time to go back and forth to Walmart. My house is about a 3/4 mile, a mile from in that direction. But I haven't lived there since 2016. Well, let's walk over and check some of these other monuments. Hopefully my video feed won't fail me. I'm going to leave the car behind, and we'll walk up here. So I'll pause it between this monument and the next one, though. I don't want to make anybody motion sick. I've still not bought a gimbal thingy. Anyhow, here we are, Company A, Purnell Legion, Maryland Cavalry on the Union side. Let's see what's on the reverse side of this. This is the detached company commanded by Captain Robert Duval, served in the cavalry engagement of this flank July 2nd and 3rd, 63. Pikesville, Maryland. Mustered out Fort Monroe, Virginia, July 28th, 1865. My friend Troy Heck and I believe, were at Fort last year. So, let's continue down our path. I'm going to pause the video. Well, this is the breakdown of what the Cavalry Corps of the 2nd Division did. And I'm not going to bore you all to death with this.